All right, so for more on that epic marathon last night, Frankie and I were here scouring all the vending machines at TSN, trying to find some hickory sticks.
Not a lot of stock.
There's not a lot of stock. We got to restock these vending machines, guys, because we could have more of these games. The Panthers, incredible 7 consecutive road wins dating back to the opening round. And Sergei Bobrovsky continues to be so good. 60-plus saves last night, Frankie. I'm starting to think maybe Conn Smythe conversation he's entering.
Definitely. Not just entering, he would be the front runner. When you look at all the teams that are still left, like, who's the player that's been the most valuable to that team and their success? And it has to be Sergei Bobrovsky, what he's been able to do for this Florida Panthers team. It seems like every night he's stealing the show, and it goes back to the Boston series. He was dominant against Toronto, and here he is again against the Carolina Hurricanes with another dominant performance. And everyone's been waiting. When's Sergei Bobrovsky going to come back down to earth? He's been a streaky goaltender throughout his career. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, it's pretty ugly. Well, he was outstanding tonight, and he made a number of key saves right there on Martin Necas to save the game. And so when you have a goaltender play in this kind of quality hockey, it gives your team a chance to win every single night. But this guy's not a chance to win. He's the main reason why the Florida Panthers are having so much success. And so, you know, you start thinking, okay, Roope Hintz, he's doing great in Dallas, but is he as important to his team as Sergei Bobrovsky has been to the Florida Panthers? I would argue not. Sergei Bobrovsky's been outstanding, and the Florida Panthers are doing something special because of him.
You might say, Frankie, he's back on the case.
I wasn't going to go there.
Okay. Now, should mention as well, this is the longest game in both clubs' franchise history. Question for you. Have you ever experienced a game like this in your career?
I have, yeah. I played a 4-overtime game with the Utica Comets in the American Hockey League. We went to the Calder Cup Finals that year, and we lost to the Los Angeles Kings farm team. But it is quite the experience as a player to go through something like that. And there's so many different thoughts rolling through your head. The number one thought is we just need a chance. We need to be the team that finds that chance. And the crazy thing about this game, Jay, is there was that chance times 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. There were so many chances. Freddie Anderson had a really strong performance for the Carolina Hurricanes. He went save for save with Sergei Bobrovsky. And then the other thing you look at from a player's point of view is, like, how do you handle that? Because you're basically playing 2 games in one. Yep. We saw some of the ice times creep up 50, 51, 52 minutes. It was crazy to see that. And, you know, in the dressing room, in between periods, guys are eating pizza. There's like fruit trays around. Guys are like getting undressed, changing their undergarments because you can like wring it out, and there's just sweat dripping everywhere. It really is a crazy experience.
What a visual.
It's a wild scene. And then at the end of the night, once it finishes, win or lose, you're like, thank goodness it's over. But the challenge now is, like, these teams are going to play again in another couple days.
Yep.
Who's going to regroup the fastest? Who's going to be ready to go? And it's very advantageous for Florida, obviously, to win that game on the road. Not to say that you stole one, but you got one in a big fashion now, and you can really take a stranglehold on this series.
Brandon Montour played almost 60 minutes of hockey last night. Like, it's crazy.
It's a whole game.
It's a whole hockey game. It's great. Teams that take game 1 of the conference final have gone on to win the series 68% of the time. Frankie did the math. Game 2 is actually Saturday night, so we'll see how everyone's feeling then. Frankie, thanks for this.